Hey there, welcome to the Free to Be You podcast. I have wanted a place to have these conversations for so long. Convos that really matter. I have been having them anyway with the best humans in my life, but I've wanted to have them here with you, and now is the time. From personal stories to meaningful, high vibe conversations with inspiring guests, this podcast is created with one purpose: to give you permission to finally free yourself up and be you in every area of your life. To go from self-abandonment to full self-expression. We discuss everything from mindset, health, and vulnerability to relationships, parenting, and more. I'm Megan Gibson, aka Megs from here on, and I'm passionate about helping women uncover who they really are so that they can author a life they're obsessed with. I'm a life alignment coach certified as an ultimate contribution uncovered facilitator. More on this shortly. A mother, a writer, a wannabe surfer, and crazy in love with my life. I'm a living, breathing example of my work every day. In this episode, I have the incredible Nicole Brodie, whom I've been connected with for well over 7 years, chatting all the way from Israel about how you can become more confident by raising your vibration through meditation in order to attract what you need to create your dream life and feel amazing. She shared her journey on the things that she's moved through to now live in a space where she can shift into high vibes energy using strategies that combat that negative self-talk that we all have. Nicole is a highly sought after coach and mentor who empowers driven women over 35 to manifest their dream lives through meditation. With her unique approach, she helps countless women tap into their inner potential and create lives filled with joy, abundance, and fulfillment. Nicole, a mother of 3, understands the challenges faced by women juggling multiple roles. Drawing from her own experiences, she has developed a passion for helping others navigate life's complexities and discover their true desires. Her passion for helping others shines through in every interaction. She believes that every woman deserves a life filled with joy, purpose, and unlimited possibilities. Nicole, welcome to the Free to Be You podcast. I'm so excited to have you on the show today. I know that we obviously go way back and we'll go into that in a minute, but how is it over in your part of the world today? Where are you calling in from?
Yeah, thanks. I'm excited to be here. I am obviously Australian, if you can hear by my accent, like you. But I am in Israel and I've been here for about 12 years now, which I just can't believe. It's crazy.
12 years. Oh my gosh, that is flown.
Yeah, I think it's even more, to be honest. It could be 13. I just stop at 12, I think.
Well, a lot's happened for
counting.
you in the last 12 years. I know that you've got 3 amazing kids that keep you very busy and a business over there helping women in a similar way to me. So we actually met in Australia in Melbourne at an event. And I'm actually trying to remember, that was probably at least 7 years ago now.
No more. I think it's like when 10 years ago even, it could be.
But we were at an event where we were both sort of just getting started in the space that we're working in now. I know that you also help women in a major way, help them move forward. And so what I think would be really cool is if you could tell us a little bit about what it is that you're doing now, because I know you've had a little pivot recently, which is very exciting. So tell us a little bit about what you do and probably why, because I think that's also super important.
Yeah, so I have been kind of in the online space for over 10 years, affiliate marketing with you, online programs for women before pregnancy, a lot of different programs. But in the last few years, I really understood what my mission is, who I want to serve, who I feel solely kind of aligned to impact, right? Just like you have this deep kind of calling, and I've really been connecting with, I guess, more of a spiritual calling lately, which is really, really beautiful. And that was part of my journey of coming to Israel. It was actually a spiritual calling, which I started to recently connect the dots because I'm 41 this year. And that was over 12 years ago when I was a bit young, I was a bit crazy, and I didn't understand the spiritual alignment. And now I do. And So now I'm really in a space of helping driven women like yourself, probably like your audience, really connect with themselves and using meditation to manifest their dream life. And that came about because I really believe everything is about vibration and energy, and coming down to confidence as well, right? Because when we are feeling not confident, and not believing in ourselves, it's a very low vibration. And the thing with the vibration is when you're in a low vibration, you attract low vibrational things. And it's kind of like if you can just picture like a sink, like water going down the sink, and you just can't you're going on a spiral. Maybe other women have felt that. I've felt it before. So, and it can be to do with relationships, toxic relationships. It could be to do with the news, to things you're consuming on social media. It could do with your self-talk, your negative self-talk, work, money, and all these things are vibrational energies. And when they are on a low vibration, we're attracting more low vibrations, and it affects our inner happiness, our guidance kind of gets murky, right? So when we shift, right, and this is what I teach people through a method of raising their vibrations, using meditation then to solidify what the new vibration is, and then create actual action-based, which I know you love, like motivation, like action-based goals to kind of like sequence that in. And, people look at me and say, wow, you have so much confidence. But I was the fat kid at school. I used to get teased. I went through a lot of problems. I went deaf in one ear. Like, I didn't even know if you know that, like 4 years ago. Yeah. I went through infertility. So it's not like I'm saying this from a space of everything has been amazing. It's all these challenges that using these methods and really being grateful and using these modalities, right, to create a high vibration. You just feel fucking, oh, sorry, am I allowed to swear on this? I'm sorry.
Yes.
You just feel like, oh my God, you feel amazing. And that with feeling amazing and creating this high vibration, that's where the confidence comes in. Confidence isn't just one thing. It's like many things in your life that creates this worthiness, right? To say, I am amazing. I am worthy. I am happy. I am supported. I believe in myself. I think you've also gone through a transformation. You also had different things in your life. I've known you for many years. I've watched your journey, right? And now you're super confident, but it was only through going through these adversities, right? And finding the tools and going on maybe a different vibration, if you look back on it, that good things start coming to your life, and that builds confidence.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. And yeah, I love what you said there. Definitely comes out of moving through things and coming out the other side, being able to look back and see obviously how far you've come, but can see how much you've raised that vibration. And you're right. I think as well, knowing yourself at that level and having something to aim at that is actually in alignment with that also gives you confidence, right? So one of the things that I really love about you is your energy. And obviously we haven't been in the same space for a long time, but we do connect, we connect every now and then, like we are now, not recording, but like we are now online. But even just seeing you in your social media posts, in your stories, just the things the way that you express yourself comes across as really high vibe, really high energy, and that screams confidence. And I think that when we get down, because we all do, and that can happen on a daily basis at times, right? We all have challenges every day.
And I get down. It's not like I'm, none of us, I used to suffer from depression as well, but none of us like wake up 24/7. The key is how fast can you come out of that?
Yes.
When I'm having a depressed state of mind, I say, okay, what is going on in my life right now? What is it? Am I doing my daily routine? Am I eating well? Meditation has been my cure. I go straight into meditation. I understand what is my vibration? What is the shift I need to make? Where am I now? Right? Then I go, okay, now I meditate out of that, right? So it could be that I'm, I don't know, overwhelmed, for example. And then I say, okay, I find the meditation that fits that. And then the motivation and the action is, what do I need to do now? Okay, so I need to go back into exercise. I need to make this a daily habit again. And just that circle, I swear to God, it saved me from medication. It saved me from, just going down the loophole. If anyone listening has had depression, it's horrible. It's so horrible. It's like debilitating. So if you can have the tools to jump out of that, it's like beautiful, right? And everyone has it available to them.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and I've been in that camp a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so let's call it a camp.
Not
Because,
that,
it's not like where we live, right? You go there and you spend a little bit of time there and it sucks and you've got to find your way back.
Yeah.
So I get it, 100%. And
Yeah.
we all have different strategies
that
we use for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to say medication is okay, right? Anyone listening, it's 100%. Not that I'm saying I'm against meditation, medication, just to make that clear, right? Because I understand my mom has it and it helps her. Everyone, it can be used in a good way, just to make that clear, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But one of the things that really helped me is really getting clear on that negative self-talk. And I know you and I have had a chat about this before. So I'm actually going to be releasing something to help people uncover that self-talk and get really clear on the bullshit that is actually being fed into our brain by that inner critic that we all have. But I know that's something that you have a bit of a strategy for. And I've heard you talk about it before in some of your own content. So I thought that would be really powerful to share here, because when we have an awareness like that about, obviously that's a part of ourselves that we'd rather not have, but we can't get rid of it. It is there. Like that adversity that you were saying, we're all going to have it. So we need strategies to overcome it. And obviously, like you mentioned, depression, when we get into that depressed state, that is deafeningly, I can never say that word. Yeah. Deafeningly loud, right? It's deafening. And so it can be really hard to tap into that true self that we have and that higher vibration that you're talking about. So what is something that you do that helps you kind of combat that negativity?
Yeah, so I used to have that, right? And looking back, what I would do, and I will give a more deep kind of strategy for it, but I would just go straight into affirmations. I would blast positive affirmations into my, even going through one of those lower points of a low vibration, I would put on, in the morning, as soon as I get up, my affirmations, I would literally like scream it out when my husband thinks I'm a lunatic. I'm like, I am a genius.
Hey, I'm okay with this. This is self-expression. This is what I'm all about. I love it.
Screaming, when I'm making my coffee, my parents don't define me. I am smart. And I just scream it like every day. And that really helped. But when I got deeper into the coaching, I understood that, first of all, we need to be aware, like you said, like what is that? What are we saying to ourselves? Because it can be just chatter in our brain and you don't even hear it. It's just a negative energy. It could be like, you go to do something. Oh, I'm not good enough for that. I'm not worthy of that. I'm shit at that. I'm ugly. I'm blah, blah, blah. And it becomes just like words. So we need to define what are those things that we are saying to ourselves. You need to write it down, because there's an energy of the pen and the paper, and then we can see it, right? Then we need to kind of like break down those and see what is the truth in that. Why do I feel that? And then create an affirming belief around that, right? Because it's not true. Everyone is smart. Everyone is beautiful. Like you are, but this is just a limiting belief, which is what you're working on. So we create like an affirming belief around it. So if, for example, if your self-talk, which is a very low vibration, and then that what happens is, right, when we're saying this stuff, it's so much bigger than what we think. It's much bigger than just ourselves. We are connecting with a low vibrational energy, which is creating the experiences, everything from where we work or what opportunities come to us, right? Because we're on this frequency that's low. The relationships we're in, when we're saying this stuff about ourselves, we're creating this energy that aligns to someone on a low vibration. That's why you see people in toxic relationships. It's not, they could be an amazing person, but they're attracting these bad people. Why? They probably have self, limiting beliefs, and they're probably saying negative things to themselves. There will always be a connection. So we want to understand, what am I saying to myself? We're going to kind of cross that off. It's not true. We're going to understand it's not true. And then we're going to create affirming beliefs. So for example, I'm not smart, right? I'm not smart enough to get this job, right? Then the affirming belief will be, I am completely intelligent and capable of receiving this job. And you can add why? Because I have the experience. Okay. And you just keep on going down. And then these affirming beliefs are your new affirmations that will be repeated. And something really nice to do is take the limiting beliefs and put them on a piece of paper one by one, and actually do a little ceremony and burn them. My husband thought I was burning the house down the other day. He's like, no. He's like, what? He's like, Nick, I can smell smoke. And I'm in the bathroom like a weirdo, burning paper. I'm like, everything's like, what are you doing in there? I'm like, just burning my limiting beliefs, He's like, oh my God, Nicole, stop. I'm like, it's fine. I'm in the bathroom. Everyone is safe. All good. So it's so fun to watch the burning, and then to have your affirming beliefs in front of you, and just be powerful and in your power and say them. But it kind of doesn't stop there, right? So through the method, it's then we meditate using these new affirmations, and then we actually create the motivation and the action, which is, okay, so the action is, okay, I'm going to put this on my mirror. I'm going to say it every day. That's your action. That's your goal. That's your motivation. Because we need to keep reminding ourselves, because these limiting beliefs have been in our minds for so long. And I don't know if anyone understands the neuroplasticity, right? So we can retrain our brains, but currently our brains are sending these signals, and it's like an automatic response. I'm ugly. You're just telling your mind and your body's reaction. Even telling yourself I'm overweight. Most people keep telling themselves that, and they will continue to be overweight because, the energy, the universe is kind of giving them everything to be overweight. That's why you're eating the food. That's why because you're telling yourself, this is who I am. This is my identity. So the universe is just matching to what you believe all the time, all the time. There's always these synchronicities. So having, writing down the limiting beliefs, kind of doing the opposite of that in your affirming belief, right? Burning your limiting beliefs, and making sure that you're always kind of keeping those affirming beliefs around you. So you're always triggered. I actually put it in my notes of my phone and create, you can create a special timer or location alert that if you go home, the alert will be triggered, right? And it's and just say them over and over again like a mantra. And it will be the beginning, right? There's a lot deeper things, which I'm sure you go in with your clients that we can't do on this kind of call, but it's a really great exercise to just start to be aware of, what are my limiting beliefs? What do I affirm? And what do I want out there? And then the frequency is already changing. Just by saying it out loud, your frequency is changing,
Yeah, 100%. And you're right. The awareness is just the first step, obviously.
Yeah.
I remember the first time that I became aware of my biggest limiting belief, because we can have more than one, but the one that challenges me, still challenges me. And you're right, it's a lifelong journey, is that I'm not enough. I'm not good enough, right? I was trying to be better. And so I remember the first time that I uncovered that, and I was actually in Mexico, believe it or not, on a yacht, and we got we got given a rock. We got given a rock and a pen, and we wrote this on the rock, and we threw it off the boat all at the same time. It was a bit of a ceremony. It was an amazing experience. Yeah. And I was like, that's it. I'm leaving it in Mexico. I'm never going to have this thing again. Oh no. I got home. It was still there. It's like it was just stuck back in my bag and came home with me. And it doesn't matter how much awareness you have around it. If you don't have a strategy to help you move through it when it comes up, it's always going to come back and bite you when you're not ready, right? When you're in those low points. And so one of the things that obviously, we do work in a slightly different way with people, but it is about that self-awareness. And I believe that the more you know about yourself, both good and bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
The things that we want to overcome and the things that are truly us, the more awareness we have around that stuff and the more we can
Mm-hmm.
keep it front of mind, the easier it is going to be for us to align with it when we need to.
Yeah, and it's not comfortable. Sometimes it's very uncomfortable, right? Because
100%.
it's like yeah, and I also think, like you said, it's a journey, and we kind of unravel, like we're peeling off the layers of the onion, right? So as we're getting into this new frequency, new things, you will actually, most people start to say, okay, maybe this relationship isn't for me. Maybe my friend circle isn't for me. Maybe this job isn't for me. Maybe because you go into a different frequency. I keep saying frequency because this is the catalyst, right? Of the first steps of then you're realizing that you feel physically uncomfortable in certain situations. And that's just because you've identified, on yourself, this different level. And that's why most people who go on this spiritual journey or this growth journey, their friends usually change, or they get new friends. Their relationships usually change. Their work usually changes. Why? Because we're in a different fucking vibration and level, and we want new things where our body is more aligned and different, So if you're not waking up super excited every morning, I feel like you're losing. Like I wake up early every day, and I'm not saying you have to be a morning person. That's not my point. But if you're not waking up, jumping out, excited, like literally want more hours in a day so you can fulfill your purpose, I feel like you're missing out on something, we're going to swear, beautiful.
Yeah, you can, by the way. Yeah, totally. And like I say, on most of my episodes, like it's not a dress rehearsal. Like this is it. This is it. You get one go in this body, in the set of circumstances you have, and you're in full control of, navigating those and making shit happen that you want to have happen.
And we deserve to feel happy and excited and amazing. And another thing is just a really quick tip for everyone. Sometimes it's very hard to start this transition, right? Or this transformation. This is one thing that my clients like really go back on at the end of our coaching or whatever, the gratitude. If you're struggling with all this and listening to this is overwhelming, which it could be, because sometimes people are not ready, right? Sometimes it's everyone has their timing, right? It's not like everyone is ready to be in this moment, but just going into a place of gratitude every day is a really great start to releasing those negative self-talk, because it's very hard to be grateful and also down at the same time. So even if that's just one tip that, you get from this call, that is a life-changing tip if you do it,
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you are, I'm just going to say it because no one can see you. You are very hot. You work out a lot. You're like, for 41, babe, for 41 with 3 kids. Come on. I can say that, can't
I? Thanks. I appreciate it.
She's always posting your workouts and posting you in the gym, and I get inspired. So what does your sort of, obviously wake up in the morning and you do your affirmations, like what does the rest of your day look like to keep that high vibe happening?
Yeah. So, it's not like I do my affirmations every single day. I really believe in allowing the space for balance and not being, I used to be super strict, by the way. I was like getting up at 5 a.m., doing my It was like very masculine energy. Now I get up, I kind of have created this lifestyle where I know that, well, I've been exercising for many years, but I'm much more balanced now. Before I was over exercising. Now I do it, and the type of exercise, depending on how I feel in my body. But for me personally, having a routine is super important, right? Not being defined by my routine. So if something happens, it's okay. Like allowing that space again for change, right? Especially as a mother. But I do have a routine where I know the things that serve me, the things that motivate me, the things that help me with my mindset. And they are basically a collection of fitness, meditation, affirmations, gratitude, working on my soul calling as a coach and serving those people. And that bounces me out of bed in the morning. But I also have a system. So when I do my 5 a.m. wake ups, I know how I need, it's habits, it's habit building. So I have all my clothes there, right? I'm like a robot. It's crazy. I have everything to my socks, my top, everything, my bags there ready to go. Everything I like. It's kind of like being on a slide. Like literally I slide out of bed, I put my socks on. It takes me about 7 minutes to get ready, and then I'm already, before I let my brain of I'm tired, I don't want to do it, because I'm not like a machine. I I also get tired. I also don't want to wake up, but my brain doesn't catch up to my speed of my body. By the time I have, because it's kind of crazy. I don't even get a chance to think about it because I'm like alarm, and then I flow into my state of getting dressed, and everything is ready. So for moms, which for women, who have a busy lifestyle, having set habits and things in place to make what you want to do easier is essential. Even if it's blocking off that time, turning off your phone, writing down the things you need to do, having it all set ready will create a flow, and after time it will be a habit, and it's crazy and it's beautiful, and then you can live your aligned life, whatever that is for them. Maybe it's you love cooking and you want to set time for cooking, in the evening, but you don't because you have kids and you're busy. Maybe it's reading a book, whatever makes you feel good. Maybe it's spending time with your kids, but to find the activities. Do you know what? I have a worksheet that I have for my course that I can just like gift everyone. It's basically a worksheet of low vibration and high vibrational activities. So making sure, here's my point, making sure you're doing high vibrational activities and being aware of your low vibration activities. My high vibration activities is exercise, it's meditation, it's manifestation, it's all these things. Other people, it could be horse riding. Giving yourself the space, allowing yourself the time. And this is where the self-confidence comes in, and belief, knowing that you're worthy enough for that time before anyone else, because you are the one that matters. You need to create the vibration, the happiness, the self-confidence, so that you can then serve everyone else around you. We get it mixed up. We serve everyone else. We worry about the kids. We worry about this. It's letting go of the control. Actually, I see with my friends, it's letting go of the control. If the kids don't have their perfect meal for the day, at what sacrifice is that? If it's, it's okay, one day they're going to have eggs and toast. If that means that I can go to the gym, then they're fine. We grew up in the 80s. What the hell did we have? I don't know what I was eating for dinner. Like I ate like sticky date pudding every day with custard. Like, I don't know, they will be fine. I think society has created this perfect mother or perfect woman that we need to be the perfect person. No, we need to look after ourselves. The message for everyone listening: do what fucking makes you happy, that makes you feel good. Exercise as much as you want. There is space. There is time in the day. You just don't make it because you don't put yourself first.
Yeah, we definitely have to learn to fill our cup. 100%.
My
You've
cup
got an empty
is
cup.
so full.
You can't.
Listen.
How are you going to feed
my
anyone?
My cup is overflowing. My cup is overflowing, and I have twin boys. I have a 9-year-old. I have challenges like you wouldn't believe with them. I deal with them. I work. I'm building my business. I don't think I'm saying this from a place of, everything is like super beautiful and, there's rainbows over my head. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, once you get comfortable with knowing that you're worthy and you have the confidence, and you can then focus on yourself, that's when the belief comes. That's when you're going to start to glow.
Yeah, it puts things into perspective, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's my tips.
I love it. So what are you working on right now? Like, what is something that we can share that you are actually diving into? I know the answer to this already, but you tell us.
I've really been understanding what my gift is, I guess, to my clients, to the world. And that is using this kind of really unique technique that helped myself, right? And I was able to narrow it down to, getting into the vibration, but using meditation specifically to solidify the vibration that you want to be in, to then really be confident to do whatever it is that you want. Because once we use that technique, you create the confidence and you get out of your own head and you reduce these words in your head. You understand what you want, and then you can just go for it, whatever that might be. I had people who were working in investment and she wants to be an author. And that was only through this kind of sequence, right? So yeah, so my thing is doing unique meditations for my clients based on our work together. So, this is something I'm super passionate about, and yeah, and I love doing it, so yeah, just creating that and helping people feel really happy, self-confident, driven, and wake up in the morning and feel amazing. Like, I know what my sole purpose is, even if you're in a job, but if you have a passion, to go for it, to have that, fill your cup. It needs to be overflowing, not even full. We need to have overflowing cups and be radiant. And everyone probably listening has, a mission that they want to fulfill. It's there, right? That's what we're here for, to serve, So yeah, that's my main thing. And I'm so excited and passionate about it, to be honest.
Well, I can definitely hear that.
Yeah. I go on my tangent.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, as I've said, like, everybody that comes onto the Free to Be You podcast is living a self-expressed life. They are living in the biggest energy that you have, and you are the prime example. You're the epitome of high energy. So I always love chatting with you, and as I said, and I always love coming across seeing what you're up to over there. And I can't wait till you're back in Australia, so I can actually be in your energy. That would be amazing.
Yeah, we'll do a live podcast together. And I love everything that you're doing and everything that how you're helping people, and you're living the true express life. And that's why you attract vibrationally people who are also, right? Like, your guests, because it's the like attracts the like,
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Well, thank you so much for coming onto the show.
Pleasure.
I'm going to pop in the show notes how people can connect with you, and maybe the little worksheet that you talked about earlier, we can pop that in there. And I think that there's probably a couple more conversations we could have around this stuff later. So I'd love to get
that I can just keep on talking. So
I know I could talk about it forever as well.
Yeah. I'm here for you, and thank you so much for having me. And I just wish that everyone listening feels a high vibe, right, from your program. This is actually the perfect example of consuming something that creates high vibrations. The podcast, instead of listening to the news in the car, pop on her podcast. That is your new kind of high vibration activity, instead of being frustrated by the traffic. So you're part of this like high vibrational kind of, thing.
100%. Well, that was nice. Yeah, absolutely. Well, enjoy the rest of your day over there. And again, thanks for being on the show. And for everyone listening, just remember, it's time to be you, and not just you, the real you, who you really are. Get out there and start living a high vibe life, as we've just talked about. So
amazing.
Thanks, awesome. Nicole, and I will see you all on my next show.